I mean, hey, you can't make an omelet without melting a few connectors.
Yes, you can.
Not this kind. 2 reports have emerged of RTX 5090s melting their power cables, recalling the great RTX 4090 cable melting of 2022. Everybody panic! By everybody, I mean the tiny amount of people who actually got their hands on a 5090. The first report came from a Redditor who discovered connector meltage on both the graphics card side and the power supply side, frying the third-party cable he used to, hold on, it was a third-party cable? Well, case closed, except that same cable powered the Redditor's 4090 in the same build for 2 years with no issues. And they claim to have securely clicked the cable in on both sides, and I haven't seen anything to make me question you/Ivan6953's attention to detail. He's the same he's always been. Sure, the guidance from industry professionals has been to avoid using third-party cables, adapters, or extenders for the RTX 50 series, but the other report making the rounds comes from Spanish YouTuber Toro Tocho Reviews, whose melted cable was the one that came with his FSP power supply. Now, the last time this all happened, it led to a redesign of the 12-volt high-power connector, but apparently didn't lead NVIDIA to consider trying to make its GPU suck up less than 600 watts, which is good, Jensen's alpha as fuck. Zotac is trying to make it a bit easier to melt your very own RTX 50 series GPU. They launched a program to let PC gamers enter to win the chance to buy a GPU directly from Zotac, instead of waiting for GPUs to move through the standard retailer to eBay pipeline. I love traditions. Zotac is running the program through its Discord and will prioritize candidates who actively engage in challenges, discussions, and community activities. Spam, low-effort messages will not count. Zotac can tell when you mean it. Zotac knows your heart. So just try to engage without seeming like you're trying too hard and you'll be set. Now, if this isn't that attractive to you right now because you prefer not to spend your life savings, leaks are pointing to the RTX 5070 Ti being released on February 20th. And I would have said it'll be slightly more affordable if scalpers hadn't said, what about second 2020 GPU shortage? Reviews are going up for Intel's Arrow Lake H processors, the laptop version of the company's disastrous Arrow Lake S desktop chips, and wouldn't you know it, they're actually pretty good. While the desktop Core 9 Ultra 285K struggled to beat its own predecessor, let alone its AMD competitor, the Core Ultra 9 285H is scoring the top spot in multiple reviewers' benchmarks. And while it doesn't have a powerful enough neural processor to secure its Copilot plus PC status, something I'm sure some people do care about, Intel shares rose this morning on the news that Team Blue actually had something go right for a change. XDA Developers is even calling this Intel's redemption arc, but I can't agree until they hire back my second dad, Pat Gelsinger. What about your second, Pat? And what about our sponsor? Saley, the global eSIM service that keeps you connected while traveling. Whether you're visiting one or multiple countries, just download one affordable eSIM for your whole trip, so you can make that trip about enjoying yourself, instead of making it about constantly mapping to the next Wi-Fi hotspot, or about worrying that the local SIM card you bought from the guy outside the airport is a scam. Just make things easy for yourself. Saley eSIM plans are compatible with most iOS and Android devices, and if yours isn't compatible, you'll get a full refund with chat support available 24/7. Get an exclusive 15% discount on Saley eSIM data plans. Just download the Saley app and use code TechLinked at checkout. Blech. Ugh, that omelet tasted horrible. You know, for the quick bits, instead of connectors, we're just gonna melt some eggs like normal. OpenAI has reportedly been designing its own custom AI chips, joining other tech giants like Microsoft, Google, and Amazon, who got the bill from NVIDIA and went, this is ridiculous. Reuters says OpenAI plans to send the final design to TSMC by the end of the year, but will they make it before Elon Musk buys the company? Because I don't know if a Sam Altman subtweet rejecting his official offer is legally binding. PlayStation Plus subscribers trying to game on the weekend were instead subjected to a PlayStation Network outage that lasted 20 hours. So Sony is compensating players with 5 free days of PS Plus service, as if that's gonna change the fact that they had to sit staring at a blank TV for 20 hours straight. Why did you make them do that, Sony? For PC gamers though, this just proves that making us sign into the PlayStation Network was always a bad idea. I mean, when it comes to online services, PlayStation is like the Nintendo of consoles that can play Blu-rays. The New York Times has published a report on a disturbing trend among TikTok influencers: wearing an Apple Watch on your ankle. I hope you made sure your mother was out of the room for this part. She's endured so much already. Apparently, an ankle-mounted watch can sense heart rate better for people with twig-like wrists, skin conditions, or with tattoos that can legitimately obscure the sensor. Step counting may also be more accurate with the watch placed closer to the body part doing the stepping. So I guess give the ankle watch a try, but stay on the lookout for bounty hunters who mistake it for an ankle monitor. And if you're a TikToker concerned that your favorite app might still disappear, don't worry, there's a fun new alternative: WikiTok. It's a website that lets you doom scroll random articles from Wikipedia, and you can like them to save them to a list of your favorites. It's unquestionably better for your mental health, but if it's not for you, TikTok has made the Android app available on its website since it's still not allowed back on Google Play. So you should still be able to access an endless feed of videos of terminally online people scolding you. And I'll never scold you, as long as you come back on Wednesday for more tech news. Okay, I'll see you there. And if not, I'll let loose with a heinous string of epithets. That's just how this works.